we're on.
Hello, alright.
How's it going, Darren?
Very good, thanks. As always.
What are you not doing?
I'm driving the van, which is right there. Just that shot.
What's the next show? Glasgow?
No, we're not playing. This is it for us.
Really?
We're done on the Lagwagon show.
Oh, I thought yours next one.
No, we did the three. We did London, Bristol, Manchester. Manchester is where we are, of course. And,
Did you enjoy it tonight?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. All the three shows. And the bands were lovely to us, and yeah, we played well.
Well, we're kind of scaring off the point.
Really? Hey?
We're kind of scaring off the point of what I wanted to get involved with.
Well, Glasgow. We're not playing Glasgow.
No, Glasgow's out.
Sorry once again to any
Sorry, Glasgow.
Scottish fans, because we keep cancelling or missing.
It's full of murderers.
Well,
Anyway.
potential murderers. Every town is full of potential murderers. But no, I'm sorry again to Glasgow and to Scotland.
Last year, your new album came out, and you also had a single. And my point is, I was heavily backed by Kerrang,
Yeah.
which is great. But don't get me wrong, it's
Heavily
great. Backed essentially. The single came out, it was a Kerrang exclusive.
Yeah, absolutely.
My point is, I really didn't kind of see you as a kind of a Kerrang band. Yeah,
No, I don't
not
think
necessarily.
they are,
Not an insult to your band. It's more the fact that Kerrang's a very mainstream commercial thing. I thought you was against that.
In at the deep end, yeah.
I know. Fuck it. Man, I'm not holding any
I'm not
punches.
for or against Kerrang, I guess. I think the people that write for it are well-meaning, that they are for most magazines, whether they're big or small, or they're fanzines, or the NME. You know, I know some decent people who write for NME, and I know some decent people who write for fanzines. I know some assholes who write for NME, I know some assholes who run fanzines. So it's called, no,
I'm an asshole.
You're not. I would never call you an asshole, and you're not. But I don't see this as a Kerrang band. All they did, I mean, it was through the label, it was arranged for Extra Mile. So it was. I mean, most people have some magazine or some web scene that will exclusively preview the video, and it happens to be Kerrang. I don't think we're in with Kerrang in that sense. I mean, you know, there's some writers for the magazine that would love us, but in general, I don't think that I won't ever go to Kerrang. We're never in it. We're not in it every week, or even once a month. You know,
It's really
that was just
fun.
that one video, and then that was it.
And this is completely like unprofessional and completely off the point. When I used to read Kerrang about 10 years ago, I always thought it was one writer who really loved good music, and any opportunity to put Alkaline Trio or Hot Water music in, he'd do it. And I thought that was just one writer who's doing it. So that's completely off the point.
Well, I used to write for NME, believe it or not, years and years ago.
Really?
Is this a news
You?
flash? News flash.
Fucking hell!
I used to write for NME. For about 5 years, I did album reviews.
It's like socialism just took a fucking flush.
Well, or it didn't, you know. For example, some of those people were great, you know. But having said that, some of those people were assholes. But there were many good writers for NME that just loved music and wanted to write about it in a paper where they would
That's fair enough.
get people kind of into new bands. Yeah. I got into hot water music through being an NME writer and being asked to review No Division. It was the first time I ever heard them, and I was just blown away by them. So that's when it came out. I was writing for a long time. And I just saw this was that was one of my favourite albums of all time now.
Yeah.
And it was introduced to me through being commissioned to write it for NME. So go figure, man. It ain't as black and white as you think, my friend.
I got into hot water music because I had to walk a mile from where I lived to a place called Falmouth to get an episode of Kerrang.
The irony here.
I think Slipknot were on the cover, but Choked and Separated were on it.
Okay.
On a compilation CD, yeah, it was a free CD.
Well, they're good. Yeah, that's it. They're good, well-meant. You know, all those magazines do freebie CD, and that can never be a bad thing. Sure.
Exactly. You get
profits. They're putting it where it matters into introducing people to new music.
Yeah. I mean, you get the selection of very obvious stuff, and everything. Later on in the CD, it's usually you have an obvious selection of the first few songs.
They take a chance on some new bands.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. But you know, it's just. I think there are certain tools that you can choose not to use or choose to use. You know, as a band, then you I think all bands have certain moral stance. You can either choose to completely resist all of it, or you can kind of say, well, we can make these compromises. I
guess the compromise is
struggling every day. So I just think, you won't see us in Front magazine, okay? So I can just categorically state that. You may read about us in Kerrang, which is a music magazine, so it's nice to be in a music magazine. And you also see us in R2, which is obviously a folk music magazine. It used to be Rock and Reel magazine. So you'll see us in that, and you'll see us in, Viva magazine, vegetarian.
I've read Viva.
So you'll see us in magazines that reflect what we're about, but you won't see us in Front magazines. We do have certain magazines that we wouldn't touch. I think that fucking sucks that they've kind of exploited the alternative music scene in order to kind of marry it to their very dubious sexist politics.
It's interesting,
there you go.
And I'll get back
some
to
other bands will do that.
I'll get back
some
to
other
what
bands
you're
will do
talking
Front,
about.
and I don't hate those bands. I just wouldn't do it. I won't do it. Couldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't be involved with that stuff. But it's interesting. I'll get back to what you're saying, like different magazines. But first of all, are you writing any new material?
Yeah, all the time. Got a list of 29 songs, of which half of them are just about complete. The quarter of the other half is coming together, and the other quarter is just raw ideas. So the album we have got enough songs to do, I guess, a mini album that I would say these songs are strong enough. But the next album won't be till next year, obviously. I guess. We want to do a new EP around Christmas as our intention. 5 new songs. It's kind of a single lead song. Then there are the band. It works at a certain pace, and always has done. But there are always more songs, kind of written than there are like band practices or whatever we need to do in the future. There's always more than less. We never struggle to have material. We always struggle to get together and make sure.
Especially when it's like that technical aspect to it.
Well, yeah,
I always feel like
that's
going to take more effort than basic,
sometimes
3-chord kind of
sometimes,
shit. You've got to think about it more.
But I do spend hours on writing it and always playing at home. That's all I kind of want to do. So I've allowed myself to be in a situation where I should only be doing music. Being self-employed and just saying, right, this is what I'm going to do. So therefore I know I should be writing music all the time. So I spend a lot of time writing it. Yeah. And whether it's it's not that technical. It ain't.
It's quite technical.
It's not magma.
It's not Dillinger
Escape
Magma,
Plan. Kids. It ain't.
It's not Dillinger Escape Plan, but there's definitely an element. There's definitely an element.
I wish there was a bit more Jethro Tull in it, a bit of magma in it, something that you could see. What punk kind of it was invented for was to get rid of the bands that I now really like.
Yeah.
I really like Jethro Tull, and I really like some of those prog bands that had still had a soul. I think there was a soul in some of them, not all of them.
Well, yeah.
But I think that I listen to this music and I just think I aspire to that.
I think it's regardless of the genre. If you love what you're doing, it shows. It shows.
Absolutely.
Well, you did a gig which was acoustic.
We did a tour. Yeah.
You did a tour. It wasn't a gig. I only saw one of the gigs, but you did a tour which was acoustic.
Yeah.
And when I spoke to you about it, that was the first night and you were shitting it.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And it worked out really well.
It worked out brilliantly.
It did, didn't it?
7 shows, I think, they were tough and they were stressful, but yeah, we were really glad we did it. But we haven't done it since, so that's quite telling.
Well, my point is, you think by alternating that kind of band setup, essentially, you're appealing to different demographics to an extent.
I think we would do it if we'd got anyone to come and see us at those shows. There were a couple of shows were well attended, but not all of them. But yeah, maybe. I think I don't know. It seems to appeal to the same people because nobody knows that we did. People that are into the folk music scene, don't know that Crazy On do those kind of shows. And I think we do quite well. But no one's going to know. No one would know that one that we do on the tour, or two that we can do that kind of thing quite convincingly. So I guess we'd have to do it more often for people to realise there's actually two sides to it.
Do you think it would have been interesting to do out that for eternity?
Yeah, that's what I mean. The idea
because a lot of people, I fucking loved it.
Or next time.
But a lot of people were kind of like,
that's it, but not for me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
fuck it. It's not about.
Oh yeah, fuck
we
it.
were there to please them. We were there because Frank wanted us to tour with him. It was like he loves our band. It's like we're going to go and tour and enjoy every second, And also we made a lot of new fans who were into what we did.
You seem to have like a real kind of. You seem to be the band's band. Frank loves you, Chuck loves you, Against Me,
but everyone likes all
the
bands. I think we were just lucky that those bands got to hear us, I think there were, 10, 15 bands that all of those bands would love if they got the chance to hear it. We were lucky that we were on Gunner Records in Germany, in Europe, and he is friends with Against Me, and that's how they heard us and liked it. And you know, Frank is obviously on the label.
It's like,
so
I think it's like going on Tom Gable's Twitter or his fucking Tumblr or something, and it was like Born to Ruin is the best album I've ever heard for about 10 years. That's got to be intense.
Yeah, it was amazing when I read that, and obviously the tour came with it. And but I mean, you know, I'm not saying I'm not going to be all modest. I think
you're like,
I think we're good, and I think that with the opportunities for people to hear it in that position, then it can work for us. But I think it can work for a lot of bands as well. I think there are bands that deserve those breaks. We've had some good tours through just being heard by certain people. But you run out of luck, you know, and I think never rest on the laurels that we're always going to get great tour supporters from the bands. You've got to be able to stand on your feet at one point.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're still struggling to fill or get a healthy crowd for certain shows around the country. I mean, keep working. It's like yeah. Oh, thanks.
You will definitely. I mean, if anyone deserves it,
thanks, man. Well, I think every band deserves it, but it gets harder at my age, you know. It does. It gets tough.
There's another thing.
I get so tired on tour.
There's another thing.
I just cracked it in my teeth. I wonder why I keep on putting my thumb into my tooth. It's because
I've got this pain in my back.
I just try to bite that off, and a bit of the underneath of my teeth has just actually come off. My teeth are falling apart, and I got this massive bite from an insect, swollen hand, and I've got tennis elbow at the moment as well. So I'm literally falling apart. I'm just not cut out for this anymore. Hello. Would like to be in another interview? You're alright.
That's alright.
It's fun.
Okay, then you're right.
You want to say hello to the viewers?
Oh, you're not that far. Not in it now.
What are you interviewing about?
Music.
Okay.
We played in there earlier today.
Where?
Moho.
Oh, you have a band?
Rock band, yes.
How did it go?
Good, thanks.
Yeah?
Oh, she's a better interviewer than you.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it was good.
It
Thanks.
was good?
It was alright, yeah. Really.
Yeah? Are you going to play there again?
Another time, yes, definitely, yeah.
Are you going like Mormon Street outside of Bush there?
Sorry?
Are you going to go other places?
Oh yeah, we tour quite regularly, so yeah.
Oh,
we're from Plymouth, we're from miles away.
Oh my god, I
Down in
have a
Devon.
friend from Plymouth.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is he or she a good friend?
No, yeah, she's...
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's our hometown, so... He's from Manchester, he's interviewing us.
Oh, did he make you come here?
No, I didn't make him come here.
No,
He was just there.
obviously the show's booked separately, but he is a friend of ours from Manchester.
Wait, I'm
Becoming
having
very
an
interactive, this interview. Like this. What's your name?
Adele.
Adele, nice to meet you, Adele.
Nice to meet you too. What's your band called?
Crazy Arm.
Crazy
Arm.
Arms. Okay, and how long have
One
you been
arm.
going for?
5 years.
Why is it just the one arm?
Just one of those things.
We need to get attached.
Trying to sound a little bit, arty.
And what kind of
Cheers,
music
guys.
do you play?
Kind of rock music, punk rock music.
And are you in the band as well?
I'm not in that band, no. I'm in a band, but I'm not in that band.
Okay, I kind of figured that because you don't speak. Wait,
You gotta get your taxi, I think. You're gonna have to go.
We're gonna have to go.
do you want to go?
No, I don't want you to. He wants to. You have to.
Take care.
See you all.
Good luck.
See you soon.
Thank you very much.
Next time, Crazy Arm. See
Remember
you.
the name.
I hope you do. There you go.
Hey.
There's an exclusive from Adele to Adele.
No?
I think a little bit worse for wear.
One of the questions.
Anyway.
Politically, well, you seem very political on Facebook, in your album covers.
What do I do?
Not you specifically, the band. I mean, there's always links to various websites, etc. But you never seem to preach it during shows.
No, never.
Which is kind of opposed to that kind of anti-flag mentality where they.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we preach it in the lyrics or in the artwork.
Lyrically, you're quite
I don't think it's
political.
preach, but it's not preach.
Not preaching. No, I'm not saying preaching.
not sure.
Preach is the wrong word.
I've never been sure of myself enough. I mean, I used to.
Preach is not the right word,
Yeah,
but
I know what you're saying. To be kind of quite covert, to be overt about what you stand for.
but you don't talk
That's
about
it.
it
I think
in between songs.
Well, No, we do sometimes. It depends on how long we have and whether we have no time to say anything. But I like the way that Against Me do things. I like the way that they just don't say a word. You know what they're doing. You know they set out of the store with their ideas like over the years, and we have. I just think you know what we're about. We don't have to tell you every show. We have to remind you, and we're not going to change your mind just by saying a few words in between songs. I don't want to do that thing. I just don't need to do. I find it corny.
You believe in it.
I find it corny when I see other bands doing it.
Yeah,
I've grown up on bands that I've loved that kind of do that, like Conflict and John Wonder. I think those bands they had a grasp of it, did it really well. I can't do that talking thing very well between songs, and I don't want to. I just hate it. And so I don't need to. Obviously, I don't need to kind of explain what we're
I remember talking to Andrew from Against Me, and I said, "Why'd you not talk in between songs?" The time we talked, we could have played another song. And it's like, fucking hell, that's a good idea.
And people aren't there to be. If you want to go to a political meeting, then you go to a political meeting and you discuss ideas. If you want to go to a rock and roll show, you're there. Most people are there for the music. They don't really want to be kind of lectured. And a few words here and there is fine, but I'm not in the habit of kind of being the
kind of very preachy
the guy who's leading the revolution inside this venue. I'm not sure of myself enough to want to do that. I don't.
No, I agree.
As clear as I used to be, and I've got my platforms. I don't know. I just don't want to. I'm not sure enough of myself.
That's fine. I completely agree. Yeah. This is really going really insanely long now. I think.
Okay.
But, we'll try and trim it down.
But obviously,
we'll do one.
I'm not checking the time because I'm bored easily. Apologies, I'm on a plane across the road. We're going to go and see our friends. Apologies, playing.
Anyway, I'll fucking edit.
That's cool. But
well, that's pretty much it. The last question was actually about Bangor in North Wales. Have you heard about that?
No.
Have you not? See, this is I've been talking. They've issued a curfew.
Oh yeah, of course they have.
People under 16 after 9 p.m.
Oh, it's horrendous. Yeah.
It's fucked up, isn't it? And I saw a headline. It was like, not North Wales. This is North Korea.
It's great. Yeah, it's
fucked up.
It's nothing. It's ridiculous. I mean, with kids hanging out on the street. Most kids are absolutely fine. And always will be. It's just criminalising a whole section of people in society just for their old age.
Exactly.
Everybody has to go through that age. How can you possibly criminalise? Exactly. And I think all the kids should just get out of the streets and they can arrest them.
I'm gonna go on this right now. So look as young as possible and try and do it.
Get all your younger brothers and sisters and make them into shields.
Exactly. Romans.
I didn't mean physical shields,
of a square shield
on a strap. I meant as in like a human shield of your younger brothers and sisters, so that the cops won't get behind you.
That's what I thought about it.
But it's outrageous. I mean, I think it's the same thing every kind of every 5, 10, 15 years. There's always a reason. They always think there's a reason to fear a certain class of society. Now it's the youth. Obviously the racist elements of fearing Muslims and then fearing 20 years ago.
I was Tony Blair's Labour government, that kind of like Islamophobia kind of shit.
Yeah, fear works, divides people, and I just it's just you just laugh it off if you've got any sense.
Definitely.
Obviously, you're not denying that there are kids that
do that. Yeah.
It's just no different from what it was years ago, and the same with the rising fear of kind of abductions and paedophilia. It's like actually
it's always happened.
It's not any different to what it's been.
It's just fucking put out there more these days because of the internet,
and media is
media is a
pervasive
general
entity. It's everybody knows every business, all the business of every town all the time. And the internet has just made it impossible for you to just step aside and not know any news for a day. You just can't do it. So I just think it's bullshit. I just think kids just be themselves and just stay in school until the end of school and then hang out on the streets.
Drink some beer on the streets.
And why not? Cheers, man. Watch my poor arm.
Your poor arm.